Hey everybody, welcome back to another Thingamajigger Thursday here at Two Seggers, where we go over unique and uncommon tools once a week. In today's episode, we're going to be going over last week's mystery tools, then I'm going to give you a sneak peek at next week's mystery tools, then I got a small bonus section for you. So let's get started. All of these were guessed. Really nice work on all of this. Some of these were actually pretty tough, specifically this one here. So this is what we'll start with. I did clean it up a little since last week. I thought it was actually broken right here. There's what appears to be a crack, but it's not a crack. It's actually meant to be there. And it is a sack needle, I guess you could call it. A spring eye sack needle is what they're called. And this one actually says Star on it, the brand Star. I'm assuming it's a brand. I wasn't able to find that brand. One of the commenters, Mr. Bacon, he found a company called Bar Bros, and they make, it looks virtually identical to this, so I'm not sure. Maybe this came from England or something, but it's meant for sewing together, burlap and things like that. I don't know why it would be quite so sharp on the edges here. If you're, piercing a bag or burlap, you wouldn't want it to cut through the edges, but I mean, it's not super sharp, but the tip is, that's for sure. And then this little spring eye here, you could slide your material in through there just by pushing it open. So it'd make it a little bit easier for that. All right, moving on to the next one. This one here is just super, super unique. You can find these on Fleabay and a couple antique stores. This is a Hutchinson 12-in-1 combo tool. It's really just a ruler, but holy cow, it's so nice. Now, this one has been modified. Somebody either soldered or welded on or brazed on this tab here to make the thumb screw a little easier to grab onto. But anyway, yeah, other than the obvious that it's a ruler and a square. So it's got these grooves here, right in here, will lock in with the other moving piece. So it's got a little hex nut down here, tighten her down, now you've got a square. You could, run it one way or the other. You can also do it from the end up to this end and do the same thing. So really, really, really unique. Now this was patented back in, what was it, 1927. A couple of the other added features of this thing, it's got these holes here on the end. So you can actually make a compass out of it. I turned it around the wrong way, sorry. So there's a hole here and a hole here. And the original one, which I'll throw a picture up here, the original one had a hole all the way through the thumb screw. So you see the little hole down here? You could actually put, a pin or a nail or whatever, and then once you lock this in place, let's say it's out to here. You can lock it to whatever distance you want, put your pin in one side, put your pencil on that side, and run it around. And the one side for the pencil, this is kind of ingenious, I think. You see how this hole here is slightly elongated? I know my lighting's a little goofy, sorry about that, but that's elongated so that your pencil always centers up at the, the narrow edge of that opening there. So you put a pin here or a pin through the thumb wheel, and then when you put your pencil on this side, it keeps it centered all the way around. It is made in USA, it's all brass, just super nice quality. So nice work on that. All right, so moving on to the next one. This one here, there's actually dozens of different forms of this tool on the market. It's older for sure. This one is a made in Taiwan, model number CS64, and it's a cast iron stove lid lifter. When I first, before I showed it last week, I did look it up real quick and they all come up, but I just couldn't get a grasp of what it was talking about. So here's a couple photos. Back in the day when folks would actually have a heating stove and it was also used for cooking, there would be these holes in the top of the stove that had little lids. So you could either cook on top of that lid, or you could use a tool like this to grab that lid, pull it off of the actual stove, set it off to the side, and put your pot down in the hole so that the bottom of the pot is now being heated by direct flame. And that's what these are for. Like I said, there's tons of different varieties of this. Some of them have the curled handles like the actual stove door handle, or like a welding chip hammer handle. Just all sorts of varieties, but yep, that's what it's for. And then finally, this bugger here, I wasn't entirely convinced at first of the model of it, because on the jaws, it actually says J81R. And I could not find that model number, but it turns out that that's just the jaw model, because this tool itself is a Burndy hytool crimper, electrical crimper for connections ranging from 10 gauge all the way to single-aught wire crimpers. And it's a single acting, it's supposed to be one hand, not single acting, sorry, ratcheting, one-handed ratcheting crimper. And once you get to the very end, once it bottoms out, it automatically springs open, just like that. And the model number 0H25, let me double check that. OH25 is the model number, but they just changed out the dies on the end here over the years, and they still look identical. It still works the same way, but yeah, that's what it is. It's a hytool, a Burndy hytool crimper. All right, let's take a sneak peek at next week's mystery tools while I'm swapping stuff over here. Take a quick second to hit some buttons down below if you wouldn't mind, please. So I've got 5 items for you next week, and I'm not gonna lie, this might be a stumper here. I think I know what it is, I'm not 100% sure. Now the teeth on here, it almost looks like those security bits you see on bathroom walls, or security screw heads on bathroom walls. It is hollow in the shank, but not super deep. It only goes in that far, so that's not too crazy, right? It does have some sort of lettering on this side. So that's what that one side looks like, and that's what the other side looks like. And then the tip on it, it's a shallow grind down to 2 points. Not points, but almost like 2 pieces of a flathead. So there's number 1. This will be number 2. Got a little springing action here and a little springing action there. And we have done tools similar to this, so this one shouldn't be too tough. It is made in the US. This one I have no clue. Alrighty. Now this bugger here, this one's really unique, and I'm pretty sure it is really, really old. It's got this brass ferrule. Here's the tip of it there. You see there's no roller. I know a bunch of you guys are thinking there's no roller there. As a matter of fact, just to give you a better look at it. Okay. Nice, I believe it's a rosewood handle. Okay. Now this one here, this is really, really cool. I have a feeling that Mr. Bacon's gonna get super close on this one, but maybe not exact. We'll see, I don't know. And who knows, there might be somebody out there that has one of these and even uses it. It's got a little thumb wheel here. This part can swivel around. This part is detented. It's got these little holes in here that can swivel around and detent. See them holes in there? And there's a pin on the inside here, right down there. That's our handle. Okay, and finally this bugger here. This was actually really, really hard to find. Yes, it looks like it's just a ratchet. It looks like a 1/4 inch ratchet, but it is not. It's even reversible. It's got a little reversing paw right there. That's the rest of the handle there. Okay, so there are your mystery tools for next week. For those that are new to the channel, if you got any guesses on what any of those are, go ahead and throw something in the comments and we will go over those next week. All right, and finally today's bonus material. I've been trying to offload mag lights, okay? There's a 6-cell, a 3-cell, I'm sorry, 4-cell, 3-cell, 5-cell, 4-cell C, and I can't sell them for even a couple dollars each. You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and mag lights were everything. This one here I've literally had for over 30 years. Obviously, longevity, they are amazing. And I've swapped out the lens with glass lenses over the years, and I've put the LED lights in there. But these have definitely gone to the wayside because of the newer LEDs. So this one here I picked up off a recommendation from Torque Test Channel, and I don't really like it. Okay, it is bright, very bright actually, way brighter than any of these, but you can't set it, oops, yeah, that's another thing I don't really like about it. I wish it just had an on and an off function. It does have this side one here that can change colors and all that, but you can't set it down on its head because the frickin' lens actually sticks out further just by, you know, less than a millimeter, but it actually sticks out further than the rim does. So you see how it's wobbling on the head there? So if you go to set it down, it's just gonna scratch it. It seems to be okay as far as build quality. I never end up using this. This is like a just in case, it's sitting there kind of a thing. My go-to now is this O light, and I've been using it for a while. I'm pretty sure I've showed this on the channel before. It's got the double clip, so you can like put this side here on your ball cap, this side here on your belt, whatever you like. That's how I use it, and I really like how the handle is pretty knurled, so it actually has a little bit of grip. Gription, like AVE says, it's got some gription, and it doesn't just pop right off my belt. But yeah, the point is, these mag lights, I love them, but you know, I took them a whole pile of these up to that flywheelers thing a couple weeks ago, actually middle of July, and I had them in a box for like $3-4 a piece, and I didn't sell a single one of them. Then on top of that, if you don't use them for a while, you end up getting this standard crap where the batteries, if you don't use them for a while and you don't pull the batteries out, you end up getting the batteries blowing up on the inside of these things. It's almost impossible to get them out and cleaned up. And that's happened to more of my mag lights than I care to discuss right now. So if anybody's got any ideas out there on what to do with these things other than just actually scrap them, I have a hard time doing that because I love these lights. I just don't use them anymore because of stuff like this. Now this one here, this one is amazing. Anyway, yeah, if you got any thoughts on what to do with these things, these two I'm gonna keep just out of sentimental value. This one actually is a mag light LED, and it's okay, but compared to this, it's longer, it's not as bright, batteries aren't as good, it doesn't last as long, doesn't have a belt clip. Sure, you could get one of those little pouches, but you know, it's just impractical compared to what's available to these days. So I've been stashing them around for emergencies, but then again, if you let them sit there until the emergency comes along, and you know, the batteries are gonna be dead, or they're gonna be corroded, or who knows what. So anyway, anybody got any thoughts on what to do with these? Maybe I just donate them to Goodwill or something. I'd appreciate it. Throw something down in the comments. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. Please take a quick second again to hit some buttons down below. If you like this kind of stuff, I am open to any suggestions y'all got out there. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you next Thursday.